Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something that might seem small, but the disposal question gets complicated fast. RC shock oil. If you're in the hobby, you've probably seen the online forums, right? Lots of conflicting advice, people saying different things. So our mission today is to cut through that, look at the actual source material, and give you a solid, evidence-based way to handle this.
Yeah, and it matters more than you might think. I mean, sure, one person's bottle is tiny, maybe, 20, 50 milliliters? Seems like nothing. But scale that up globally. Suddenly, it's a huge amount of waste. It really becomes an environmental stewardship issue. And the baseline, the default way you have to think about this stuff, it's household hazardous waste, HHW.
Okay, HHW. So we need that clear protocol. And you're saying the first step is understanding what this oil actually is.
Yeah.
Because it's not all the same stuff. It's not just about viscosity, right? There are two totally different chemical families involved here.
Exactly. That chemical difference, it drives everything about the risk and how you dispose of it. Most RC fluids you see are silicone-based. The main ingredient is polydimethylsiloxane, PDMS. It's a synthetic polymer, comes from silica. Then, much less common, you've got mineral-based fluids. These are basically super refined petroleum products derived from crude oil.
Huh. Okay, so silicone, people often think synthetic means maybe safer or at least inert, but you're saying there's still a hazard even if it's not acutely toxic.
Right. The danger isn't really chemical toxicity in the usual sense. It's about persistence. PDMS just hangs around. It's non-biodegradable. We're talking potentially hundreds of years in the environment. And when it gets into water systems, it settles in the sediment. It doesn't poison things directly. It physically smothers them. Like tiny creatures living in the mud, insect larvae, crustaceans, it clogs things up, mechanically disrupting the ecosystem.
Wow, hundreds of years. That's significant. And the mineral oil, that's a more conventional pollutant threat.
Absolutely. That's your classic hydrocarbon contamination. It gets into soil, groundwater, you know the drill. Plus, there's a direct human health risk. That H3O4 warning, it means maybe fatal if swallowed and enters airways. It's an aspiration hazard. If you accidentally inhale even a tiny bit of that low viscosity stuff, it can get into your lungs, and that's incredibly dangerous.
Okay, so definitely two different kinds of environmental and health nightmares.
Yeah.
Both clearly HHW. So given all the bad advice out there, what's the actual gold standard path for disposal? What do you need to do?
It boils down to a universal three-step protocol. Collect, identify, deliver. And you need to deliver it to the right place.
All right, let's break that down. Step 1, collect and label.
Okay, first get a good sealed container, something that won't leak, obviously. Then the crucial part, label it clearly. Used RC shock oil, and you must specify. Silicone-based or mineral-based, never, ever mix them. They get treated differently in the waste stream. Mixing just messes things up.
Right, don't mix. Got it. Then step 2, identify local authority. This is where you find out where to take it.
Exactly. You need to find your local government body that handles HHW. Usually Public Works, maybe the sanitation department. Best bet is searching online. Your city or county name plus household hazardous waste disposal. That should point you in the right direction.
Okay, find the local program. And step 3, deliver. This isn't just dropping it anywhere, right?
Definitely not. The gold standard is taking it to a designated HHW drop-off facility, a permanent site if they have one, or a special mobile collection event. Why? Because they know how to segregate it properly. Mineral oil might go for, say, regulated incineration or fuel blending. Silicone needs different handling, maybe secure landfilling because that doesn't break down. They manage the specific risks.
Which brings us to a common shortcut people try. The auto parts store. They take used motor oil, so why not RC oil? You're saying that's risky.
Very risky. Look, only the mineral-based RC oil might be compatible, and even then, you absolutely need to ask the staff and get explicit permission. Silicone oil is a definite NO. Do not dump silicone fluid into a waste motor oil tank. It contaminates the entire batch for recycling. Refiners can't easily separate out silicone polymers from the petroleum hydrocarbons. It ruins the recycled product. You're actually undermining the whole recycling effort.
So just to hammer it home, no drains, no pouring it on the ground, no soaking it in paper towels and tossing it in the regular trash.
Absolutely not. Drain means water treatment problems. Ground means soil contamination. Trash means it leaches out of a landfill eventually. All bad outcomes. The little bit you dispose of properly really does add up, especially when you think about that silicone lasting for centuries. It's about being a responsible steward.
So the core message here is, know your chemistry, silicone or mineral, and then make the effort to find and use your local HHW disposal option.
Precisely. And maybe the final thought to leave you with, think about that split. This stuff is safe enough for you to handle regularly for your hobby, safe for use. But the moment it's waste, it's hazardous. It makes you wonder, right? What other things around your house or garage are you maybe getting rid of based on how you use them, not on the rules for their end-of-life disposal? That distinction is pretty important.